Hi guys, hope everyone is doing good. So today I'm going to do a small Q&A session regarding recently released music video from Krishwix and Whirlwind. So I have asked a couple of questions what I have personally want to ask from Misha. So it's a bit of different kind of a Q&A session. So we'll see how it goes and what are the answers he has replied. So I'm doing this session for the first time, so hope everyone will like this session. If you all like it, so please put it on below comments. So this is to support metal music community. So let's go to the question and see what his replies are.
The track is called Elam. It's a mix of metal and rap. It's in three languages, Sinhala, Tamil and English, and it's a collaboration between Whirlwind and Krishwix. Actually, the topic was suggested by Krishwix. We wanted to do a controversial topic, in any case when Whirlwind if Whirlwind ever collaborates, it has to be something that is aside from mediocre topics. So war is something really personal to Whirlwind, and it's been the inspiration behind most of Whirlwind's tracks and the initial startup of Whirlwind, so we basically have a lot of influence from the war and more experiences to talk about it. So I think that was the main reason. And aside from that, I think the topic also signifies, it's not an easy topic, it's a very controversial topic. It's a very sensitive topic. And there's bound to be, like a lot of suggestions and a lot of feedback towards this track. So there's already some feedback coming into the track. But the whole idea behind using this is to kind of like shed light on a topic that needs to be shed light on. And it was a time of chaos, it was a time of uncertainty in our country. And when you look back, we personally cannot believe that we have come this far from what it was. And although we think that certain things are out of our grasp or these conflicts are resolved, I don't think they actually are resolved. I think certain things have just calmed down for a certain aspect or period of time. They're never resolved. So we thought of it's a timely topic, and the reason I think it plays a good part with when it comes to Krishwix and when it comes to Whirlwind, and I think both of us as projects we have similar or common standpoints, which is why this collaboration was possible. So yeah, that's behind it. That's the reason behind it. The song does not, we don't personally talk about what happened to us during the war, but we rather shed a perspective of what actually went down. And we wanted to talk about key significant points in history that actually, define this war. A war is never won, there's no winning side or losing side when you actually look at it. But in a standpoint from there, we personally have suffered a lot from the war. I think we grew up in the war, we were born into a war, we did not understand, and so time to time we understood about it. So I think in a way there are certain personal emotions that we reflect within the track. But we do not personally talk about any of our personal experiences. We do have personal experience towards the war, but what we are talking about in this track is completely different. It's more of a common standing point. It's a general standing point. We have had some negative feedback, and that's from coming from friends mostly. And we've heard, when you could do something good, there's always people will always try to say something about it, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But as far as Whirlwind is concerned, number one, we do not, the name says it all. If anybody wants to think about, like, if we really don't think about what other people think about our music, and if we did, for that matter, we wouldn't be doing what we do, and we wouldn't be doing it for this long. A lot of mainstream artists, I don't think none of the mainstream artists will understand what it means to be a true underground artist, and we are not after fame, fortune, money, none of that. The pure reason we do this music is for our satisfaction, and I think we are pretty much satisfied, because we always try to set the bar every time we do something, and that's the satisfaction that we get from doing this. If we don't earn from this music, and we are not part of this so-called music industry, and we do not want to be a part of this so-called music industry, and we try to stand away from these things, because we are not that kind, and we are not that type of artists. For us, music is very personal, and what we talk about is what we walk. We walk our talk. That's simple as that. We do not try to showcase something that we are not from our songs. Everything that we talk about are our personal experience, or that has something to do about it. So we really don't care about what anybody really thinks about our music, because we purely do it for ourselves, number one. And in terms of negative feedback, I'd say it's good, because it's constructive. Any feedback is good feedback. People should express their ideas to it. They shouldn't be afraid. I mean, we weren't afraid to sing about what we sang, and we stand by every word we sang, and that's what we strongly believe in. I think if more artists actually think from their hearts, rather than try to be, we haven't sold ourselves out to a beer, or we haven't sold ourselves out to any corporate franchise or swag or whatever. We stand independent, and we have for a long period of time, and we intend to keep it that way. And that's something that is really personal to Whirlwind, whether we collaborate or not. We do not become musical sellouts, for that matter. So in that standpoint, we really don't care about what people think, or even if there is any negative feedback, we really don't. Well, like I said, the name says it all, Whirlwind. It's not our nature to kind of announce a lot of things, a lot of plans. These are very uncertain times. So we will always try to do new things with our capacity. We will always try to do new things, always. But there's an unlikely chance, things could not end up the way we really planned. So therefore, as a band, we do not like to give any false promises to our friends and our fan base. We like to surprise them, and Whirlwind in nature is a surprise. It's a very chaotic and sometimes a really beautiful surprise. So we attempt to keep it that way and stick to our roots. So that's far as much as I can tell you about what we are up
to. Okay, then if you all have any additional questions, you can drop it on the comment section, so it will be answered on the next session of the Q&A. Thank you so much, Misha, for answering those questions, guys. Hopefully looking forward to see you all on our next session. Until then, stay safe, stay strong.